Welcome back, everybody, to Champions League RL. We've got an amazing match here tonight and some more matches to come. We've got 5 games tonight, being SBC versus Team Bloom. We've got Duality versus LSV, BDG versus Nameless, Galactic versus Phoenix, and then to round out the Night Reapers versus Tier 1. It's going to be a very fun night. I am quite excited for it, and hopefully we see some good Rocket League. I mean, the last time these two teams matched up, it was quite the shocking result, actually, where SBC ended up getting swept by Bloom, but that was a Bloom of days past. So not quite sure if this time will be different, but it was also an SBC of days past as well. So who knows? With the fact that it's it's two different teams. Now, there are some familiar players that were on the pitch last time, that being Nez, Shooty, and Calm, but a bunch of guys who weren't around for the last one. So it'll be really interesting. Again, this is a very important match. Predictions are live. If you think you know what's going to happen, make sure to put your money where your mouth is. But it's going to be a very important match for either of these teams, as both sit at 7-2. So it's going to be very interesting to see what will happen with this one, because a sweep either way would have such a huge impact. Now, both of these teams stand at 7-2, and then 11 game differential. So it'll definitely be very interesting to see what is going to happen. Nez has put 35k on himself, but I mean, I'm so excited for this match. I think this especially comes down to the high ranks being able to just control this match, control the pace of play. It is Fox versus Nez here, as Fox is taking the pitch for Bloom, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see what is going to happen with it. We have SBC actually. We're going to wait for a second. So SBC have 2 minutes to be ready. Yeah, this is going to be just such a fun match. But they're finally in the game, and that means we can get underway. This heavyweight bout between two of the top 3 teams in the league is underway, as you are really looking at either team to just come in and get the early priority in the match, get the early offense going, take the early space. I think it's going to be so important, as Sly sends Shooty far away, and that will make it so that he isn't going to be able to score. We got a little bit of lag coming in. We apologize for that, but I mean, you have to think back to what happened earlier in the season. While it's different teams than last time, it was still some of the same players. It was 3-0 for Bloom, especially when SBC were in prime position to take game 1, and they ended up just dropping the game in the final few seconds. You really cannot have a story like that yet again here. And for SBC, it's some familiar faces on either side, as this 50 will be going into the SBC net. A beautiful job by Fox to weight room Nez here, and that's the impact of these high sales. Great job by Bloom. Again, if you're just tuning in, I see all the first-time chatters who love to have you here. If you don't know, both of these teams are in the same division. If you win your division, you get a guaranteed top 4 seed. Both teams are 7-2 with an 11 game differential, but Bloom is looking to make it 8-2 if they can keep going like this. You gotta wonder for SBC, how do you bounce back? Going down 0-2 early is not where you want to be, but there still is plenty of time on the clock. So it's not panic territory yet, of course, but it definitely is one that makes you a little bit nervous. I apologize for the lag, can't have too much control over that, but Nez does have control of this ball, and he gets the pinch touch, and no, Fox keeps it out, and somehow SBC come up empty-handed. My goodness, was that a close one out of Nez. I mean, for the side of SBC, they need to get him activated. They need to get him space and get him a boost. If they can do that, Nez is one of the best players in CL, arguably the best, especially when he has that boost in space. But you can see right now, Bloom are just all over him. They're not really allowing him any space and time. They're bumping him off the ball. All these things are just to make sure to keep Nez suppressed here in this series, and it is the big key to beating SBC, as last time these two teams faced off, that is exactly what Bloom did, and it worked to perfection, but the flick is not going to be good enough, and just a little bit of a misfire on it, and so SBC will be thanking their lucky stars as they get some offensive pressure. Uh-oh, Fox reset, had the demo. Sly coming in though, and nobody is able to put a hand up. Calm said no questions allowed. Hands down, class. That's how you get it done, as Sly sweeps it up, and it's 3-0 for Bloom. I cannot understate how important of a match this is, especially either of these teams trying to catch Reapers in the game differential who are up by 1 game differential with the same record of 7-2. So every individual win matters here. Even if you end up losing, you really want it to be a game 5 loss, not a game 3 loss, as the playoff race heats up, it's just proving more and more how impactful that game differential is. So you cannot be caught sleeping for even a game, as the defense kind of caught sleeping here, but no, Nez reads the bar down and keeps it out. But with 1:30 to go, SBC are just in the wrong half of the field. Oh, Tom from midfield, kind of out of nowhere, is able to just snipe this one off of the pass from Nez. Great interference being ran by Shooty, and that's where Shooty really shows his value. He's a great defender, and he is very disruptive with bumps and demos, and so I would like to see him getting more of that going in this game. As Calm looks for the sidewall redirect, Nez will be able to get there though, relatively uncontested from Bloom, but it's still a 2-goal deficit, and SBC are just kind of struggling to get behind this one. They're struggling to hold on to it, and this is a different SBC than we saw last week here, as Sly will get a beautiful angle on that one, and that might just be the nail in the coffin here in game 1. People sleep on Sly, man. I've watched this guy play 2v2 tournaments, 3v3. He can really step up and have such a major impact when he's on. And we're seeing it here, but that's someone else who can have impact, and got a little bit of assistance there. It'll be called Shitty's goal, but Fox was the one who jabbed it in. Nez was in the remote area anyways, so I mean, you can call it just stopping Nez from stat padding. But for SBC, they have 45 seconds, but they still need 2 goals, and that ball is not quite going where you want it to go. Shooty has a look at this, but Calm shuts it down. Tom follow-up. Sly says no. Beautiful save out of the low rank for Bloom, and this one is just not going SBC's way. Fox all over Nez from behind to shut it down. Nez's redirect not going to be able to come through, but Shooty has an opportunity, but it goes awry. Shot from Nez, no, and that might have been SBC's final chance here in game 1. Shooty trying to get it netward. Fox says no, and they will just drain out the clock as Bloom are in a good position up 1-0. What a great game out of Bloom here. I mean, it started strong and it finished strong. It's what you want if you are a fan of Team Bloom. And for these players, and they know each other oh so well. And you wonder if maybe you were able to game plan a little bit more. You can kind of see that Nez didn't have a bad game by any means, but Bloom just had better numbers all around from the entirety of the team, especially the production from Sly. 2 goals, 1 assist, and 1 save. And yes, SBC had more saves, but that's because they were constantly on the defensive. We really need to see SBC get the offense going that they're so synonymous with, because if they don't get a lot of looks at Bloom's half of the field, it's going to be a lot tougher to produce the kind of goal numbers that they do. So we wait to get back into this one. Ladies and gentlemen, put your predictions in chat. Who do you got winning this? I mean, you've seen the game 1. Are SBC going to be bouncing back here in this game too, or are we going to see Bloom go up 2-0? You gotta wonder as this one gets underway in game 2. To the Sovereign Heights we go. The backdrop of the beautiful city skyline. Maybe it's what will help SBC launch to new heights here in this series, but so far it's Fox who can't quite get the reset that he wants. A little bit of bunching up from Bloom, and everyone's just gonna miss on this one. Sly looks for a high touch, but Nez quite easily reads that. Fox, reset, no, Shooty, shut it down. Great job by Shooty to be there on the coverage. And this is really the player I'm looking at to step up, because you know Nez will, as this kid cooks every time he is on the pitch. Absolutely beautiful job out of him. First touch, and then the soft touch on the reset. Sly, unfortunately, just goes a little bit early from the back wall, and it's 1-0 SBC. A touch away from Tom will put this in an awkward position. And this one almost bouncing towards the net. I don't quite know how. We've heard the story before, Reshiram. I'll play on KBM. It'll nerf me down to below SSL. We appreciate all of the SBC people being in here, and of course all of the CL viewers. Thank you so much to the 20 people for being here. We hope you're all having a great night tonight. It is a great night of action here in CL, as there are 5 games today, and 3 of them will be getting streamed. Fox looking to stream this one into the nets, and it will no calm, uncharacteristic miss out of him, and this one will not be a tie game for SBC, or for Bloom, excuse me. I'm sorry, Reshiram. Maybe SBC can get a win here to cheer you up. And maybe with how they've looked, this is going to be a bounce back game from them, as it's looked a lot better. They still haven't had a ton of offensive opportunities, but they've capitalized on the big one that they got. But you got to shut down on the defensive side, and they do. Shitty almost puts it in his nets, but no, calculated back pass, and this one will go back to Bloom's end as Nez tries to get in the way, and he will, but the problem is it's only to the sidewall where Calm is going to very easily be able to pick it up, but Nez all over this one. Fox puts it high to the middle. Shooty touch, not really going anywhere. Tom stepping up, and no! Calm puts a wall up in response, but Bloom are still starting to bleed out defensively. Running out of boost here. They need to find an answer. Shooty trying to get it somewhere, but he just can't get it to a teammate, and SBC are finally sent packing. Much better game out of SBC, and you can just see Bloom can't get their offense going here in this one. They really need to figure it out and figure it out quickly, as they are running out of time. I mean, you still got 2 minutes, and we know this team has some mechanics through Calm and Fox, but this one, no, still not gonna go in. Doesn't matter what Team Bloom are doing, and this looks like a brand new SBC compared to Game 1, and they are playing like that, but Calm has an opportunity, but he doesn't have the boost. Fox looking for the reset around, can't get the reset, bouncing dangerously in front of net, but Calm can't go as Sly was up too far, and it's another squandered opportunity for Bloom. Gotta get this one going, but that's not the way you want it to go. Bang, bang! Nez absolutely stepping up for his team. It's the reason he's here, and it's 2-0 SBC. Welcome in, Mama Hippie. We love seeing all the new people in here. Hope you all are doing well today. And thank you so much for stopping by Champions League to check out this intense match. Again, just a reminder of what's on the line. Both of these two teams are two of the highest records in Champions League. Both are 7-2. Both have an 11-game differential. If you win the division, which these two are in the same division, you get a guaranteed top 4 seed for playoffs. If you don't win your division, the highest seed you can get is 5th. So it's really important to win this match here and take an advantage as playoffs are getting closer and closer. But for Calm, he tries to get closer to this one, but it just bounces away from him. Nez's double almost finds the dunk. Not gonna quite find the angle. This one ripped on net by Tom, but it's kept out by Calm's backflip. And Shooty a little over ambitious here, but the defense is back. The Bloom offense is taken off the pitch. Just nothing they can do. Nez in a 1-versus-1, dancing with Calm. Shooty wasn't quite ready for the pass, but it doesn't matter as this clock ticks down. Bloom do not have an answer for the resurgence out of SBC, and this one will be tied up 1-1. Once it hits the ground, it'll be tied up 1-1. Finally, it does hit the ground, but I mean, it's been such an intense one. I need to show you guys. I know we got a ton of new people in here. I don't normally show it during the match, but I'll show it now. This is what the playoff race looks like right now. Bloom and SBC are only set apart by the head-to-head and the division record, but this is the thing, is that a win here would be so massive for either team's chances of winning the division. They've both about got playoffs locked in. A win here would 100% confirm it, but the thing is, it's not an easy win by any means. It's a really tough one because both of these two teams have been the best throughout the season. And yes, there have been some changes made, and they do look a little bit different compared to what they were the last time these two faced off. But the thing is, it's still the same core at heart. You still got Calm, Shooty, and Nez returning from that last showdown. And I can tell SBC really wants revenge here, but it's 1-1. You're 2 games away, and by no means is it an easy climb. So this pendulum is swinging back and forth. Will it maybe be able to land on a side at least temporarily. Let's find out as game 3 in this swinger is underway as almost Bloom get the early goal and Nez somehow keeps it out. My goodness, offense for Bloom is rolling, but it's just not rolling the right way as the ball was kept out hardly by the side of SBC. And my goodness, now this one past to Shooty, looking for the shot off the back wall, not going to find it. Nez puts it on, and Fox somehow keeps it out. And Tom has DC'd, unfortunately, and Calm is just going to take a freebie off of that. Just a reminder of the rules, we did not pause the play, and especially with tonight, we've got a ton of matches, so it's unfortunate for SBC. They just need to play 2v3 for a little bit until Tom gets back. He did just jump. I'm 6/10? I don't know, but SBC have played in a 2 versus 3 before, and it's Shooty and Nez, and they're in 2 better players. No disrespect to Tom, of course, and they will need to defend here as Bloom are hesitant to send the third man. They want to be careful here. And this one popped up, and Fox just whiffs the ball, uncharacteristic out of him. And now it's just SBC trying to hold on until Tom gets back. I'm unsure because he hasn't disconnected from the game. Maybe the controller died. I am unsure. Chenzo, you better go run him a new controller. But Fox looking for the shot, and it's just too high again. But it's a pass down to Calm, but no, nothing to be found. Shooty, awkward ball though, and so he can't quite get the clear. I love seeing the division amongst SBC in the chat deciding what's happening, or who to root for. And yeah, I don't know what has happened to Tom because he hasn't disconnected, but Fox's mechanics haven't either. Beautiful reset off the back wall. And that is how you get it done. My game is lagging too. What the heck? Sorry for the freeze. I'm unsure of what's going on. I think everyone's getting a little bit of bad internet here. Tom is moving around, but it's more like limping around the pitch. And that's a beautiful dunk by Fox. Yeah, Nez hasn't hit SSL. So what this league is it's a mixed ranked 3v3 league. Everyone gets a salary. It's from D1 to GC3. And Nez is asking for Chenzo to give Tom his controller. I think it is that Tom's controller disconnected considering he's not out of the lobby. I'm unsure. But the game plays on. And so for these two sides, you just need to... You need to get Tom back on the pitch if you're SBC, as the 2v3 is unlucky. This one, Tom... No, it can't revive yet. I've seen him moving around. Has to reload his game. It no work. No. After the game, there will be a pause to try to get him back in. He's still moving. That's what's confusing. But what's not confusing is this beautiful shot from Fox, one of the most mechanical players, and it's the reason he calls himself a freestyler. Triple reset, and Calm doesn't care if it's a 2 versus 3. He will remove the defense from the net by force. He's trying mouse and keyboard. He's got this. Nez has also got this one. What happened here? Bloom got caught lacking. I can explain why we don't do the pause. We did it last season. There's just a lot of problems with, like, when is a guy disconnected, yada yada. Like right now, Tom is still moving around. He's not disconnected. I can't call I can't say, yeah, he disconnected, he's moving around, but it also doesn't seem to be the controller, so I don't know. And that's the other thing, is it's just caused a lot of issues with how long does a tech pause go before a team forfeits, yada yada. After the game, there will be a pause to try to get it sorted out. Yeah, at this at this point, unplug the Wi-Fi and plug it back in. That's what I have had to do for my college matches. And this one is a second goal for Nez, and SBC are starting to bring this back. Tom finally DCs. Maybe he can get back in. But yeah, I know it looks weird. Trust me, I don't like the situation, but it's really hard to tell like when do you call the pause, because Tom, like here now, Tom is finally disconnected. Is that now when we pause it? Is it when the player stops moving completely? Yada yada. That's why it's really hard to call. But Bloom, what is happening? Nez just gets a freebie out of this, and they're within one. I agree with you there, Chenzo. These situations are the worst. Trust me, I hate to see it. I like as a caster, as an owner, as a fan of the league, I hate to see it. But it's just a really tough situation because it's really hard to draw the fine line of when is a guy disconnected, as this on just a little bit of disconnect between Shooty and Nez about who had the ball there, and it'll be a freebie for Bloom. He's sub in. Are you champ one? Because that's what Tom's rating is. SBC, I don't want to count him out. They've scored 3 goals and Nez is on the pitch. So who knows what could happen? Shooty has an opportunity and Fox blocks it away. Yeah. No, it's his name's Reshi, not Reshirim, clearly. He could just put on a disguise and it'll work. What is going on? Every time I think SBC are just out of this one, something happens. All 3 Bloom members caught with no boost, traveling like a pack of penguins, and they were not able to fly for that one. And Tom is back in the match now. He can rejoin, and he is back in. So this one still could go SBC's way. Fox loses this one. Shooty trying to get there. No, can't quite win the race, but it's still hanging around Bloom's nets, and it's sent down. Nez keeps it in. Sly has no boost on the back wall. Gotta get in touch, and he does. Top follow-up, good! Somehow SBC have brought this one back, and it's in spectacular fashion. This is why you watch Champions League, people. There's always something going on. SVC have brought this one back, and it's 18 seconds left before OT. Tom just trying to keep this away. SBC just need to survive this onslaught. Calm though, looking for the shot. Nez will pinch this on the ground, and it's overtime now, ladies and gentlemen, in the aquatic dome. As, I mean, if you're Bloom, you had such great aspirations in this game, and it's starting to be drowned beneath the waves as Fox misses, but no one wanted to go for SBC. Can't say I would have gone either, but the thing is, it's still in the Bloom half. Tom has a shot. Tom has a goal. SBC bring this one back from the depths and drown Bloom beneath the waves. What is going on? What? SBC somehow win, and when playing 2 versus 3 the entirety of the game almost. Oh my goodness. Bloom, I gotta ask you, what do you have left after a game like that? It looked so good from the start. I mean, everyone was firing on all cylinders. Pax hit the first ever triple reset in Champions League. And somehow, SBC still win. What is going on? Ladies and gentlemen, this is why you watch Champions League. There's always something, whether it's own goals, whether it's peak cinema from champ players, whether it's just grand champs hitting insane mechanics, whatever it may be, wild comebacks galore and overtime thrillers. Champions League always has some shenanigans to deliver. And now for Bloom, they're down to their final life in this series, and Fox has pulled out. Oh my goodness, I can't remember the name of the car. Someone name it for me. This one is easily saved away by Nez, and then Tom saw the circles on Nez's wheels and thought that was the ball, unfortunately for SBC. Trick X, welcome in. How you doing, homie? Good to see you again. As this one, you just missed absolute cinema. As Fox looks for the goal, and he will get it. Flying high up, and this is why he was picked up. He's just such a reliable shooter and has such a great mechanical ceiling. Aftershock. Thank you, Trick X. But Trick, you just missed absolute cinema. Sly was disconnected for 4 minutes and 30 seconds almost. SBC were down 0-4 and won 5-4 in, what was it, 6-5 in overtime? Something like that. It was absolutely crazy. But now SBC are in prime position to win this series, and Nez is going to be the one to have to lead his team to it. They do start off down a goal, so it's not the most favorable of positions. And Shooty also doesn't quite have the angle for that, but Tom is there for the coverage. Yeah, and Trick X, what's even crazier is Sly came back in the final 30-ish seconds and played through the OT and had the game-tying and game-winning goal. Or Tom, excuse me, I think it said Sly. Tom put on a clinic for hardly playing, as Nez, looking to put one on here, looks for the reset, but just can't quite get it, as Fox will flick this over, looking for the double, putting it high up, but it's just off the crossbar, and Calm caught, reaching a little bit too far forwards, as Fox looks for the sidewall double, not going to be able to hit it. This one's awkward, and Shooty wanted the redirect, but just couldn't quite get the angle. Is this one going all the way down? Okay, I was gonna say, man, I am sweating from how intense these games are. I hope you all are enjoying this absolutely cinematic series, as Tom looks to flip this to a teammate, but it's not quite going to get there. Sly trying to cover for his teammates, and he will, but this one is going across, and it's still Bloom ball. SBC, obviously they have plenty of time, but you don't want this to turn into game one where they couldn't quite get a lot of offensive production. You'd really like to see it get rolling. Maybe this is it. Fox trying to challenge Nez. It's a whifty from both, and Sly will beat Shooty to the ball. And so this one is just not quite going SBC's way, as they have not been able to set up Nez in the pivotal positions, and Tom tries to read Calm, but that's why sometimes you don't trust your friends in games, as sometimes they'll miss. But Nez looks for a redirect and can't quite get it, but it's a back pass to Shooty, and oh no, that one going awry, and Calm has a prime opportunity, but no, he just can't get the flick over. I thought he would be able to, and Shooty trying to work this one towards the net. Nez gets a nice little pop away, and Tom looking for the double. Tom's double's good, and my goodness, the recent addition for SBC is paying off in spades here. I need to remind y'all, this is the story of Tom in CL this season. He started off in the preseason, playing in free agent showdowns, showing up to some tryouts, and then he unfortunately, before the draft, was like, hey, I'm going on vacation. I'll have to go inactive until just around the transaction deadline. And so he hasn't been on a roster. He comes back at the transaction deadline and gets picked up to SBC's roster. He's been playing with them for only a couple of weeks, and in those weeks he's had to prove himself. My goodness, has he. It's been an amazing comeback story from zero to hero for Tom, and his goal might just put this nail in the coffin if SBC can get one more. Ooh. My goodness, that was close from Tom, as here goes the man of the hour, pops it off the corner, Nez pops it back to Tom. Tom's shot, no! A little bit of wind in the building will send that one a miss, but Fox will clear with the help of Calm, and Tom has to make a touch, and he does. Beautiful pinch play out, and Bloom are caught lacking a little bit. Nez gets the dunk, shooting shot, no. Pre-flip couldn't come through. Nez trying to race back for his team. He will pass it to Tom. Tom, redirect, no. Fakes out Fox. We'll call it a tactical fake. Shooty may have an opportunity here. Puts it high. Nez double tap, no. Could not get it to go. Final opportunity for Bloom here. And this one may just go in, and it does. Fox robs them at 0, and we're going to Champions Field. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time here at Champions League, this is what it's all about. I'm one of the owners. I'm Shadow Dweller. It's nice to meet you all. But I've had plenty of people tell me the idea of putting like a full rank range where it's one pool, Diamond 1 to GC3. People have told me it's crazy. That can't be interesting. That can't be fun. And I mean, you're seeing it here. There's always chaos. We can take a look at these rosters again. We are getting a quick rehost in for the game 5. So we will take an extra second real fast. But I mean, if you're looking at this and you're wondering what these are, I will explain in a second once we get this lobby info out. But I mean, Nez is 313. He's rated really high up there in the GC3 rankings, and he has 2 champ 1s alongside him. Calm is C3, rated at C3, Sly is C1, and Fox is low GC2. And I mean, so far, this has been beautiful. I mean, I don't know if I could have written a better script. And as we get into game 5, this one is where just one of these teams will be able to take the lead in the division in this season, in the waning weeks before playoffs. This is Champions Field, the place where dynasties go to die and legacies are born. Which of these teams will be able to step it up and take the division lead? Let's find out as Game 5 is underway! This one is going to come down to Fox and Nez. They are the 2 trusted high ranks for a reason, and this one is really awkward in front, but Fox can't quite get the angle. Nez doesn't quite have the boost, but he gets 2 to bite. And Tom was getting interfered with, but will land quite perfectly for the ball. Thank you very much, Reshram. I am an up-and-coming esports caster. I've tried to get Shenzo to let me cast before, but nah, he is just such a great caster. And this one will bounce towards the middle. Gotta be careful. Fox running interference. This one may just go all the way in, and it will. Fox puts the big man on campus as he just bumps Tom out of the way, and this is 1-0 for Team Bloom. I'm just saying, Shenzo, I'll happily come cast if you need someone for the LCQ. But as this one goes on, you know what SBC need is they need a goal. Maybe this is going to be delivered by Shooty. Oh my goodness. High up from the ceiling, almost, and he will perfectly put this one in the back of the net, and it is a tie game in Game 5. Hell yeah, Shenzo. I have been looking for a team to cast for. I would love to help out SBC and cast for them, but this SBC iteration now has gotten part of the job done, which is getting the game even, but it's not finished yet. Still 3 minutes to go. Plenty of time for anything to happen as Shooty almost muscles it through, but it goes a bit wide. This one now passed to the middle, shot back post, no, can't get it to go. Follow-up is good though from Calm, and SBC go right back down in the hole they were in a minute ago. Great job by Bloom to stick around on that play, even after the weird post bounce. Being able to just quickly make that decision to go pays off as Tom gets Fox to go away from the net here. Shooty making a touch away, but it's just not quite good enough until Nez rips a shot, but Sly will come darting across the net and get the save, and Tom might have overcommitted. Nez has to get a touch, and he does, so it will stay away for now. Sly does remove Tom. A little bit of SBC on SBC crime going on as bumps are coming out galore. Calm puts a shot, but Nez is so steadfast in the net, he will not be beaten yet. 2 minutes just about left to go, and SBC are desperately trying to get out of their half. Fox trying to work it on Nez, can't quite get it to go though. He's gonna turn and burn in this corner, passing it to the middle. Calm's shot, no, off target. Nez will clear, but it's not good enough. Sly looking for the shot, not gonna be able to find it. This one's gonna be passed out to Shooty, but Shooty was backtracking. Nez can't get the boost, and SBC still continue to have offensive woes. This one bouncing into the middle, but it's just Fox's ball. SBC are just not in the positions they need to be in. Nez trying to work it on Fox, can't quite get it to go as it's popped to the middle. Shooty last one back, but Sly misses the crucial touch, and SBC get bailed out for now. Bloom taking a minute to breathe here, just replenishing the boost. They know they can just drain this clock out if they want to, as Sly can't quite get the touch. Calm needs to play hero, and he does, and Shooty puts this to the middle. Nez trying to beat Fox, works it over him, but there's no follow-up for SBC. Everyone was back with low boost, and there's just nothing there. Shooty with the big whiff. Nez looking for the shot. It's not strong enough, but this one's popping to the middle. Tom here trying to follow it up. SBC are running out of time here. 45 seconds left to go, and it's crunch time as Nez tries to work it on too. Bloom starting to get a little bit antsy here, as you can see it, the aggression coming out. Nez will try to pop this, but again, the passing lanes are just not there. Bloom refused to let them open up. Shooty's trying to work it on Fox. Fox puts it away, but Nez is there. Tom, follow up, no. Calm said no. 20 seconds left, and Calm might have called game. Pass up to Nez, redirect down and out. They can't get it to go. It's just not SBC's day. It's just not quite their moment. It's all sunshine and flowers here on Champions Field, as Bloom just need to put this down, and it will. Team Bloom take it 3-2. Oh my goodness. That is definitely going up there for Series of the Season contender. Absolutely insane. My goodness, what a performance out of both of those teams. Do not discredit either team. There's a reason that they're two of the best in Champions League. And you saw it on full display there. Oh my goodness, we'll see if we can get Bloom for interviews. But, oh my god. What a series. I quite literally have no words for that series. It was absolutely phenomenal. For all you guys coming in for your first time, first experience of Champions League, I'm glad that you got to come into this cinema. And I mean, it just shows the beauty of Champions League. It was an absolutely crazy one. But we will have Team Bloom coming in for interviews. Guys, congratulations on the win. How do you feel?
Exhausted, but like also really happy at the same time because I did not want to lose that game.
Yeah, I
Fair
agree. It was
enough.
pretty hard fought game, but we came out victory, so
Fair enough. We'll skip past the game three. We'll pretend like that didn't happen. But going into games 4 and 5, you guys were down 2-1. Obviously, after a rough loss, what did you have to do to bring the mental back and be able to fight back in those final two games?
I'm not gonna lie. I think the mental was there, but I guess, in a sense, we weren't doing what we were meant to do, which is scoring the ball, controlling the game in a sense. And then Fox took it upon himself to just do everything, which I'm not going to complain. So, but yeah, no, I wouldn't say there's a main reason to bring mental back. Mental was already there, so.
I
Fair
think we
enough.
just struggled in a couple of aspects, and I think mainly me in the third game. I was just like playing around more than focus, so
Fair
which I
enough.
shouldn't have. So,
I mean,
but we
it
come out the win. So.
happens. At the end of the day, you guys are able to lock in and win. I gotta ask, what was it like going into that intense game 5?
Um, I'll speak my piece, and then if they want to say anything, I will say I had a feeling we were the better team at the end of the day. But at the same time, I mean, they won. They took 2 games on us because of dumb mistakes that we were making. So really, we were just my whole game plan behind it was just basically do our thing. We know what we have to do. We know how they're playing. You have Nez basically being defensive guru in the net, and we just have to get Nez out of the picture, in a sense, or beat him, and we should be able to score. And that was our whole game plan.
Fair enough. Uh, Guys, one final question before I send you off. Looking ahead, you guys stand at an 8-2 record now. Next week, you're facing Nameless. Any thoughts, opinions, strategies going into that game next week?
Um, Honestly, I mean, it's Loki a good question, but I mean, aren't they right now like 2-7? So,
Yes. Sorry, not next week.
I
Week after. I forgot. We're taking a
was
holiday
gonna
break.
say next week's a bye, right? Just
Yes,
clarifying.
next week is a bye. We're taking a break for the 4th of July.
Or okay,
Uh,
that makes sense. Yeah.
I,
Okay.
I keep forgetting, but guys, that's all the time we have for interviews. Thank you so much for
Yeah, for
joining us
sure.
here on the desk. Congratulations on the win. So y'all take
Thank
care
you.
and have a great night.
You as
You
well,
too,
man.
You
Shadow.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you for
care.
streaming it, Shadow.
Of course.
last
Guys,
minute.
that was the side of Team Bloom. What a performance out of them. And looking at the games remaining in the week, there are a couple of unstreamed matches happening tonight. Galactic versus Phoenix is about to begin. It will unfortunately not be streamed, but it is probably going to be a watch party in the Discord if I'm not mistaken. But if you want to join that, make sure to join the Discord. Also, also, there are some other games. BDG versus Nameless, unfortunately, will not be streamed, but at 9:30, Duality versus LSV will be streamed, and at 10:30, we've got Reapers versus Tier 1. But the big thing to look at, how does this all affect the playoff race? Team Bloom, for now, sit comfortably at the 1 seed. The only team that can catch them is Reapers, with a win tonight. And as you can see, the playoff race is just heating up, and Bloom get a 1-game advantage on SBC, and it's going to make it that much tougher for SBC to try to win the division. But there's still 4 more matches, so we will see what can occur from those. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's about all the time I have for you here today. And thank you so much for joining us here on the desk. We will be going live in 10 minutes, so please stick around for that, as it'll be a banger of a series. But that's all from us for now. Thank you so much for joining us here at Champions League. We love and appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'm so glad everyone got to come in and watch absolute cinema here today. Congratulations to Bloom on the win. SBC, we'll see if they can bounce back next week. But y'all make sure to take care and have a great night.